Black Hammer in 4 days. Twice. Very bad. It's amazing I survived. That's why November was my favorite month. I survived. I had I had 12 tries, and I had 7 credits. Some of the missions we had to turn back because of bad weather or engine trouble on something. So we come back.
The one, your second mission though, would be, I mean, it.
I became a man.
Literally, there is a time for most people when war is a romantic idea, and then there's a real. Then all of a sudden it becomes real. Was that?
Yeah, they used to call us the glory boys. No glory with the flags at you, or fighters at you.
So, did you get a Purple Heart for that mission?
No, I didn't report it. Well, I got hit, but I didn't.
Were you hit by the plexiglass or by the?
No, the way it came in, and the nose gunner told me, he says, he said, Kozakis, lower your guns so the bar that holds your guns is equal with the plate in the nose. It had a steel plate down there. If you raise it, a piece of flak come in, it's going to hit you. It did. I had about 5/8 of an inch. That flak came in and bow. Just like that.
So literally the impact, a lot of the force had been taken out, hitting the
Somewhat, some of it.
Well,
But it was like a hammer hit me. Oh, my head hits the back of the, because I can't wear a flak suit, I can't wear a flak helmet. Palm. I felt it. And my head snapped back like that.
Now it gets cold too.
It scared me more than anything else.
Well, when it punches a hole through there, though, I mean, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it gets much colder, doesn't it?
Sure.
So-
Snowflakes coming in. Crystals flying everywhere.
Now you were wearing gloves, were you not?
Oh, yeah.
So
We
how-
had silk or linen liners, and then we had the leather glove made of pigskin and camel hair and the wrist. Very flexible and good. Nothing exposed. Your oxygen mask covered your face, your goggles covered your eyes, and then your wrist are closed. Heated suit, everything. You're well covered. Nothing open. If you had your hand exposed for 30 seconds in those temperatures, it'd be frozen. They'd have to cut it off.
Yeah. How high were
And if you
flying?
touched metal with your bare hand, skin would stick to the metal. That's why we had those liners.
What altitude were you at?
24 and 25,000.
What's the temperature?
It varied from a minus 39 to a minus 60. Wind chill at minus 60, a minus 148.
Yeah.
40, minus 40, 103, minus. 50, a minus 134. All cold as hell. And you got to dress for it.
So in one of the other things, you go back to the tour. They put you go back to the nose gunner. Now you can see how many were you in the back? Were you flying Charlie, what they call it, tail end Charlie on that mission?
No.
No, that's where they stick the rookies, isn't it?
Sometimes, yeah. They didn't get the cream of the crop. They got what was left over. That's why I flew Ice Cold Katie twice. And then they jumped her. It was an old G or an H. Hell, the guns were falling apart. And after that second mission that I flew on Ice Cold Katie, they took it to the service squadron. They use it for parts.
Yeah, it becomes what they call a hangar queen.
Yeah.
Well, after that mission, I mean, that's that's really your introduction to life and death. Other than that,
My second mission was life and death.
it's up to that point. It's
Vienna.
really, yep.
And that's where I learned about the flak towers.
Did you have any enemy fighters come up to meet you?
No. They don't come up while you're on a bomb run. They don't get mixed up in the flak. They wait till you rally. You're spread out. Then you're coming together again. You get a tight formation. That gives you all that firepower. They don't want to go to a flight that's got tight formation. They're looking for a loose flight. They can fly through easy. Get one at a time. So we always flew a very tight formation. The 451st was notorious for close formation flying.
When you say tight, how tight?
The guy on your wing, you could light your cigarette with his red light on his ring, on his wing. That's what we used to say. Real tight. Well, no, the colonel say, tighten it up, tighten it up. We tightened it up. And he always flew a tight mission.
When you drop those bombs, it makes an impact on the plane, doesn't it? I mean,
Oh, yeah, the tape lifts. And then you go, and then it's soon rally away, left or right, shallow dive, pick up speed, get the hell out of there.
did you have an escort by the time you got over there? Did you have fighters?
Escort is later. They're out there waiting for you.
Not on the bomb run.
Not on a bomb run, no.
Because on the bomb run, doesn't the bombardier start taking some functions, some control of some of the functions of the plane, not the
When you
pilot?
hit the IP, the initial point of the bomb run, the bombardier takes over. No talk, no chatter. He takes over. He's got about 2 minutes to set up his bomb sight before it gets to the target. And he controls the plane. And he's got control of the plane. He's on his bomb sight. 4, 5, 6 minutes later, bombs away. Now that's a short bomb run. The longest bomb run was 14, 15 minutes over Blackhammer. And they had railroad flat cars with 88s, and the railroad led right to the target. And they're shooting at us from those flat cars all the way. I hated Blackhammer. It was deadly. I went there twice in 4 days.
Now, how many missions total did you fly?
35.
So you made a full road.
Full tour.
Some of those missions, though, weren't they counted double?
Yeah, here they counted, no, not double missions, sorties. That's why I had 54 sorties,
Okay.
because I went on so many long flights.
So when does the sortie? What's the difference between a sortie and a mission?
The difference of a sortie in our group, they have an arc drawn on the map of Europe. Now, when you flew beyond that arc, you got one mission, 2 sorties. When you flew below that arc, you got one mission, 1 sortie. And November, all my missions but 2 were beyond the arc. In December, all beyond the arc. That's why I had 22 sorties and 13 missions.
Yeah.
All long missions.
Now, when you're also flying in the plane, one of the problems is sometimes your oxygen's cut off.
Yeah.
Do you check with each other to make sure everybody's awake?
Oh yeah, I was in charge of oxygen check. And I took it every hour, or every 45 minutes. And I'd give everybody a call. Everything by the numbers. And then I'd listen to their voice. And I could tell from their voices, they're swirling their words, I knew something was wrong. And that happened on one mission coming back from Munich. We lost an engine. We were leading the group, we lost an engine. We had to leave the group. And we're straggling back on 3 engines. And we're over northern Italy. and I spot 288s, Ju-88, 2 German fighter bombers. I spot them out there, a few hundred yards, maybe a mile and a half. And they're going from east to west, and we're going from north to south, and we're on a converging course. And I alert the crew, and Balzer gets into the ball, and he did not connect his oxygen tube properly. He wasn't getting oxygen as he should. So when I made the oxygen check, his words were swear like he was drunk. And that's when I called O'Loughlin. I said, get Balzer out of the turret, something's wrong with him. And he did. And then he connected the hose and had him suck pure oxygen for a while. Well, that night, we were in our tent. Balzer was coughing and hurting in his chest. And they flew him to the Foggia General Hospital. And he had a collapsed lung. Now, if he was without oxygen another 20 minutes, he would have been dead. So that's why I always check oxygen for everybody. Always.
You had oxygen bottles on board, didn't you?
Yeah, we had carry-on bottles. And we had a jump bottle about this big, about that round. So you can connect, suck oxygen as you're going down 25,000 feet.
Yeah.
And a walk around, you had when you're walking around the aircraft.
You didn't have any parachute training, did you?
No. We had, like, jumping, 10 feet or so. That was about it. But we never got up in a plane and jumped out of a plane.
Yeah. Now, also, when you're on the plane, you being in the front of the plane, are you looking to see where the bombs drop?
Oh yeah, I'm checking everything. My wings, my engines, seeing where the drops are falling within a 1,000-foot circle. And that's why we had a tight formation. Good results, 92, 96%.
By the time you got there, you had maybe one bombardier, but you mainly had toggleirs, didn't you?
We had 2 bombardiers. Bill Bodie, and Malcolm, what the hell's his last name? It'll come to me. He was from Baltimore. Nice kid. But Bodie was dead-eye. That bastard was good. He was good. He hit it every time. That's why we became a lead crew with Bill Bodie. He was from Buffalo. He was my age, 21.
So literally, he's looking at the lead plane.
Yeah.
As soon as those...
That was toggling off the lead plane.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we hit Pola, which was a German naval base, completely different. The bombardiers and the nose gunners were briefed together. Maps, photographs, target, everything. I could get better view from the bomb than bombardier could. I could spot the target. I'd tell a bombardier, hit check, okay, Greek, I got it. Then he takes over. And we hit that base. Our target was a warehouse on the docks. Every craft had a target on that base. That's what made it different. They didn't toggle off. The bombardiers did it. We dropped 42,000 pounds of bombs on that base. Knocked it out for the duration. We lost number 3 engine. We dropped out of the group, straggled back down the Adriatic. No problem.
What base was this again?
Pola, P-O-L-A. Now they call it Pula, P-U-L-A, in Slovenia or Croatia, Yugoslavia. It was right off the coast near Trieste of Yugoslavia. They used to feed the troops in northern Italy, that naval base.
Oh yeah,
And after that, no more.
So how big of a when you take were these typically your missions? How many planes would be on a mission?
In our group would be 20, let's see, 6 or 7 aircraft per squadron. 4 sevens, what, 28.
So the entire squadron wouldn't go up. A portion of it would.
All of it. All of it. 28. Maximum effort.
Yeah.
And each squadron had the same amount of craft. Multiply that by 4. And then you probably have 12 500-pounders in there. Or you may have 6 1,000-pounders.
You ever take incendiary?
Incendiary? No, we took frags.
Yeah.
We had incendiary bullet. Every 5th round, you had a tracer, steel, incendiary.
Did you? One of the things that tracers had a different.
Color. It had a red color to
They
it.
also had a different trajectory.
Yeah, it's like a curve.
Yeah.
Don't follow your damn tracers.
Yeah.
You're not going to hit anything. Use your sights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I always use my sights.
So now, if you had to get out of the plane, say you had, what was your route out of the B-24?
If you don't get out of the plane in about 4 seconds, you're not going to get out.
Because of
Centrifugal force going down. You ain't moving. So I had my parachute right next to my turret outside, hanging. And I said, no one touches that. Because I don't want to be looking for a parachute.
where was your escape hatch?
The nose wheel or the bomb bay, either one. Kick out the nose wheel and down you go. The space. That was quickest.
Did you have to hand crank it or would?
No, just kick it. And down it went. And your bomb bay doors open, you go through the bomb bays.
Now, did you ever have trouble with the inside of the nose fogging up, or have they fixed that problem?
No. I had a lot of crystals in my nose, and I was in a cloud, massive cloud. You couldn't see 10 feet in front of you. White out, complete. Couldn't see the wings, the engines, nothing. And it scares the hell out of you, because you're looking for shadows. If you see a shadow, that's another aircraft. You gotta stay the hell away from him.
But those things did happen. Planes did collide.
Oh yeah. Hardly anybody ever gets out.
Yeah.
Collisions, forget it.